Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for your tweets. Craig Burley, Stevie Nicol, and the maths genius that is Don Hutchison is with us as well. Did Stevie pay Craig his $5 with Giroud starting over the weekend, Stevie? Of course, you had that bet last week.
Well, I told you I was right as well. I said that Hazard would start, and he said that Giroud would start, but they both started, so why would I owe him anything?
Are you accepting that?
I'm not expecting it, and it's unlikely to be forthcoming, bearing in mind he had a very bad week at the golf last week on a large 7-ball skins game. he did not come out unscathed.
Stevie, you told me you weren't going to play for money anymore because it's making you too angry.
Well, I got embarrassed into it, to be honest with you.
Oh no!
Because so when you play skins, you've got to be able to putt, and I can't putt, and that's why I usually never play. But there's a guy Craig and I play with, Joe, and as soon as you mention money, he starts shaking. Oh. And he actually said that he would play in the skins, so I was like, there was 8 of us, and I would be the only one that wasn't doing it, so I went, aye, okay, and ended up playing. I never won one skin.
Oh dear.
I got me wallet excavated.
And how did you take it, Stevie? Well,
and I wasn't very happy.
No.
No, I'm not happy at all. No, what? You don't play skins. If you can't putt, you shouldn't be playing skins. That's what it's all about.
You shouldn't be playing golf.
I turned to...
Stevie seems proper angry
about it. There's an echo in here.
He was. I turned to... I actually turned to the lad, because actually there was 7 of us, not 8. So he's at the Don School of Counting here. But...
Oh, sorry.
And because it's so cold and the golf course is quiet, we could go as a 7-ball. And I think it was the 14th tee. I turned to one of the lads who was keeping all the... because we were playing for birdies and skins and greenies and sandies. I said, is there anybody not got anything yet? Because I didn't have much, but I had 1 birdie and 1 sandy, so I had something. And I turned to him and said, anybody got...
Hey, that was the 4th time you'd thrown it in. Everybody just ignored you, and then you said it louder and louder. So there's no choice but to hear you this time.
I said, anybody who not got anything? And he went, Stevie. And I went, oh, this ain't going to end well.
Oh, dear.
And then he turned to me on the 17th green and he says to me, took a deep breath and he went, don't ever ask me to play skins again.
I can assure you, those weren't my exact words. But that was the meaning of it.
Right, let's get on with
To be fair, I lost $15. I did not come out unscathed, but I came out slightly better than his nibs in the middle of the camera.
Let's get on with these questions. Right. Don always mentions that he criticises Martial because he loves him so much. Does that mean that Stevie criticises Ramos because he loves him too?
No, I don't love Martial. I think the kid has got ability, but he drives me up the wall because, again, just when you think he's cracked it last season when he scores 24 goals, I seen him at the London Stadium at the weekend and he didn't fancy it. While Buena got tight to him, he didn't allow him to turn. He sort of just disappeared from the game. Second half, he sort of had a little bit of a groin strain, went off the pitch, and you're watching him, you're just thinking, he's just going to end up wasting his talent. Yes, he's going to have a great CV, but the potential that he's got, he can do so much more.
Yeah, you want to waste the talent. Did you see who Mario Balotelli signed for today?
He's gone down to Serie B, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean there's a waster. There's a waster. Serie B. My God.
How big is the experience of playing in a World Cup or European Championship? How's the heartbreak of crashing out? Craig, let's start with you. Crashed out in quite dramatic fashion, of course, getting sent off in the final group game.
Well, that didn't cause us to crash out.
But you did crash out and you did get sent off.
Yeah, but we were 2-0 down. I wanted in early. Get all that. Just wanted the tea and the hot water. So I mean, look. When you go to a World Cup, like Stevie did, or a European Championship, the goal is to try and get out of the group. But and everyone, I mean, our team believed we could get out of the group. Obviously, the Brazil game was going to be a tough nut to crack. But then you looked at Norway and Morocco, so you have a lot of hope that you're going to do it. And we had a decent team, and so we had the potential to do it, but we didn't do it. And there's been lots of great Scotland teams with brilliant players that just, for some reason, never get out of the group. But it's just great to go and be there and play. But you do want to have some success, and yeah, you don't want to be crashing out like we did, but somebody's got to do it.
Stevie, 86, of course, similar scenario.
Yeah, it's funny how supporters never forget anything. I mean, the only thing I ever get when I go to Scotland is somebody could, after about 5 seconds of crossing the border, somebody goes, "How did you miss that chance against Uruguay?" I mean, we're talking like 35 years ago or something crazy. So, yeah, some people never forget. Listen, you put yourself in the firing line and it goes a little wrong, then guess what? You got to be able to take it. So, I'm still getting it.
How did you miss that chance, Stevie? We seem to have lost.
I tell you what was heartbreaking, Dan, was the Euros in '96 when Patrick Kluivert scored a consolation goal against England at Wembley to take the scoreline from 4-0 to 4-1, where England drubbed the Dutch, and that one goal stopped us from going through because we were beating Switzerland at Villa Park, and so I mean that's just when it's going against you that. Yeah. Late in the game, he scores. Don't know what minute it was, and that was the difference between us going to the knockout stages and going home.
Don, did you go to a big tournament?
No, and you know I didn't get that far, so I've not had the pain.
He joined Scotland just a little bit too late, did Don lad?
Yeah, very unlucky. Same old story.
Stevie, what are your thoughts on the new Liverpool goalkeeper? His performances were very solid against Ajax and Wolves.
I actually find it quite funny watching him. I mean, his face never changes regardless. He doesn't sweat. His facial expression never changes, whether it's...
How do you know he's not sweating?
Making an incredible diving save.
You're sat 3,000 miles away. How do you know he's not
rolling
sweating?
the ball out. It's like, the kid's amazing, honestly. For a 19-year-old, he looks as cool and as calm as I've ever seen a 19-year-old. And for a goalie as well, in my opinion, that's one of the biggest attributes you have to have if you're in goal. So,
don't sweat.
I think he's fantastic.
How worried?
I tell you what, he's a phenomenon. He doesn't sweat. Doesn't sweat.
How's his putting? How worried should Manchester United and Arsenal be that Zouma is in better goal-scoring form than Martial and Aubameyang, Don?
Oh, I mean, that's a good stat. Zuma's on fire. Arsenal are just having a torrid, aren't they? More foul throws.
Oh my God.
Since October.
Oh no.
But how many times have we seen a player like Aubameyang who had a contract situation that seemed to rumble on for maybe the best part of 12 months, certainly 6 months? How many times have we seen, or certainly Arsenal, in recent years, I've seen players just sort of up their game at just the right time and be convinced that when there's nothing else really around and out there, and let's be frank about it, if a Barca or a Real Madrid or somebody else, Bayern Munich, had been sniffing about Aubameyang, he would have left. But they weren't, and he timed it perfectly. And is it any coincidence that? And I'm not saying he's not. I'm not suggesting that he's not trying or he doesn't care. But subconsciously, the deal is done. You know, the salary, the paycheck is on its way every week. The contract is signed, so the level of performance has dropped. That's not up for debate. I mean, that's fact. His performance has dropped since the contract is signed.
No one else chips in at Arsenal. It's always Aubameyang. Any chance of Pepe or Willian or Nketiah or all the players that are playing behind him, Lacazette? Any chance of them scoring goals and creating chances?
Well, Nketiah's a young boy, isn't he? But I mean, Willian, Chelsea weren't too desperate to hang on to him because of his age and because of who they signed. And Pepe's been another humongous waste of time. You know, another player that they really didn't need. Another fancy Dan. So, you know, I get it. It's not just his fault, but we weren't saying that when he was the one that was dragging Arsenal through all those few months ago. Where's those performances? That's all I'm saying.
Don and I, I'm sure you remember him, Don. I won't name him, but he's Hungarian. Don and I witnessed a player coming to Liverpool for a 2-week trial, and the 2-week trial he was absolutely phenomenal. You talk about passing the ball, moving, running around, just looked like a player. And as soon as he put pen to paper, you never saw him again. He just almost turned up and didn't do anything for 3 years. It was incredible. Do you remember who I'm talking about, Don?
It's Van Cosma.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the not going to name I'm going out the window.
I didn't hear you
Yeah,
say
exactly. Aye. Cheers, Don.
Oh, God.
But when I said you remember him, I was expecting a yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
tell you
you.
what.
Do you remember him?
Hey.
Do you remember him taking it? Hey, do you remember him taking the fruit out the back of the bus?
No, it's like a million years ago, man. And he didn't sweat.
Listen,
Oh no,
Listen.
honestly.
What did you
Listen,
do with the
Don,
back of the bus,
When
Stevie?
Souness took over, when Souness took over, right, we used to have the staple fish and chips, washed down with a nice can of beer and the bus on the way home. That was the usual stuff till Mr. Souness came, and he completely stopped it and put fruit in the back of the bus, and of course nobody went anywhere near it. Nobody wanted an apple or an orange or a banana or anything like that. We're not sat there like that. How long till we get back so we can get a beer, right? Anyway, one day we're getting off the bus, a big Jan came running up and said, "Hey, come here, let's all go up to the door at the back of the bus, because this fan's filling his hold all with all the fruit and taking it home." So there he was at the back of the bus filling his bag, and we opened the door and started shouting and laughing at him. He nearly wet his pants.
Sounds like he had a lovely time at Liverpool.
Hey, Dan, listen, if you're ever going to rob a bank,
Seriously.
don't do it with Don Hutchison.
No.
The police will come round and go, do you know, right, who else was there? No, all right, Dan Thomas.
And by the way, I couldn't tell you how much money we've got because I can't count.
Is Kane the same level as Lewandowski, Don?
Very close. Very, very close.
Do you see the league addressing players stepping under another player who is in the air for a header, e.g. doing a Harry Kane? This is dangerous play, in my opinion. Now, this is a video that's been doing the rounds, Don. Have you seen it?
I have. And when he first done it against Adam Lallana against Brighton, I actually thought it was clever from Kane. I thought he stepped across Lallana and got the penalty. And then since then, I've seen him do it against Cresswell, where Cresswell went over the top and nearly dislocated his shoulder. I saw Gabriel do it at the weekend, and that looked really nasty. And I think refs now have got to get a little bit wise to what Harry Kane's doing, because if he's not careful, Harry Kane, he's going to do someone a lot of damage.
Craig, have you seen it?
Yeah, only because the producer sent it to me about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah.
Normally you don't open his emails.
Well, normally when he sends me in, I just throw it straight out. But yeah, I mean, look, Harry Kane, when you look at it, it's actually dangerous. And, you know, there's okay talking about drawn fouls, but you either stand your ground and you take the knock that way, or you make a challenge, but you can't duck under a player. And as Don said, you know, the officials are definitely going to have to look out for that. So I expect the next time that happens, the probability is that he'll get a free kick against him and potentially a yellow card, because players are actually going over and coming down on their head, which is pretty dangerous.
Final questions about Gareth Bale.
Well,
Go on, Steve.
Well, that'll depend on whoever's refereeing, because gave that foul against Lallana with Harry Kane.
Oh.
I remember watching it and thinking, what is the referee think happening here?
Oh.
Harry Kane makes no attempt to jump for the ball, completely undercuts Lallana. It was clear as day, but yet somehow a referee gave a foul for Kane. So I think the common sense approach would be, well, you've got to look out for that, and referees should be. But if you've got a guy in the middle that doesn't know what he's looking at, then it's not going to change.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.